Alrighty then. Since my reading got a good-ish, I think, reception from the person I was doing it for, I think I'll do another one. This one's a lot larger. So my voice may just explode about halfway through. So you're gonna have to forgive me for that. Alrighty then. This is going to be a slightly epic reading of My Average Size Human on My Little Pony fanfiction on fanfiction.net by the Sage of Toads. Rated M. One review. Disclaimer, don't run away. You haven't even begun to read it. Hey you, I see you going for that back button. Sit down and read, you pussy. Oh, well, that's lovely. Chapter 1. Once upon a time, in the magical land of Equestria, there were two regal sisters who ruled together and created harmony for all in the land. To do this, the eldest sister used her powers to raise the sun at dawn. The younger brought out the moon to begin the night. Thus, the two sisters maintained balance for their kingdom and their subjects. But as time went on, the younger sister became resentful. Everyone relished and played in the day as her elder sister brought forth, but shunned and slept through her beautiful night. One fateful day, the younger sister refused to lower the moon to make the way for dawn. The elder sister tried to reason with her, but the bitterness in the young one's heart had transformed her into the wicked mare of darkness, Nightmare Moon. She vowed that she would shroud the land in eternal night. Reluctantly, the elder sister harnessed the most powerful magic known, the elements of harmony. Using the magics of the elements of harmony, she defeated her blah 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 blah. Closing the book, scholar and apprentice to Her Majesty Princess Celestia, Twilight Sparkled hummed. The elements of harmony. I don't know where I've heard them, but where? On a ladder in the library she was holed up in, a small purple and green dragon looked down. Say, Twilight, always something's been bugging me. Twilight Sparkle looked over her assistant, Spike. Yes, what is it? Why is this land called Equestria? Doesn't that seem like a strange name? Twilight stared at Spike, then recalled what she had known. Well, according to legend, Equestria received its name from the three magical breeds of small sentient horses that roam the land. Small sentient horses? Spike asked. Ponies, to be specific, Twilight replied. Spike laughed. As Twilight got up and stretched, her hands raised above her head when she lifted herself on her toes. Dropping her hands to the side, the young woman, with hair different shades of violet and a horn sticking out from her forehead chain, stared at her assistant. What's so funny? Wait a minute. So I'm reading an Animorph story? Or whatever? Okay. Interesting. Ponies, huh? That sounds silly. There are much stranger legends out there, Spike. Speaking of, help me find my copy of Predictions Prophecies. She jogged over to the bookshelf again and began looking. I have a bad feeling, she declared weirdly. My Average Size Human. Tonight, The Stars Revolt, Part 1. The story is inspired by the art of Megasweet. Oh dear, it's gonna be heading places, isn't it? 1. Period. Okay. My dearest teacher, my continuing studies in magic have led me to discover that we're on the precipice of disaster. Wait. Oh, I can understand that. Threshold. Brink! The clueless stare is the only reply. Now you're just messing with me. Yeah, pretty much. Okay, precipice of disaster. Go. For you, see, the magical mythical mare Nightmare Moon is in fact Nightmare Moon. She's about to return to Equestria and bring with her eternal night. Something must be done to make sure this terrible prophecy does not come true. I await your quick response. Your faithful student, Twilight Sparkle. Oh, but of course, Princess Celestia, absolute ruler of Equestria, goddess of the day and night, and the single greatest force magic known in the world, would be more than eager to avert a terrible prophecy. That is, of course, if Celestia actually felt that dire threats to her kingdom and her right to rule were more important than planning a stupid party. Well then. Make some friends? She wants me to make preparation for the party and make some friends? How does that even begin to prepare us for the doom that is coming to Equestria? Twilight complained, and quite loudly, as they soared through the equestrian skies above the sleek, white wings sailing yacht that looked as home in the sky as it was in the water. Okay, we got some Final Fantasy BS going on. She was at the bow, watching the terrain pass between them, and their destination loomed closer. Even from the air, it looked so mundane. Behind her, her dragon assistant tried to see the upside. Look on the bright side. The princess arranged so you could stay in the library. That's good, isn't it? Of course it's good. It means I can hurry up with the preparations and find solid proof of Nightmare Moon's return, Twilight declared. Then Celestia would have to act, she reasoned herself. The yacht drove, swooping over the treetops before it came to a slow hover over the clearing. Looking around, Twilight looked over to the steering house in the craft. Where's the airfield? Peering back through the window, a helmsman, a young man who liked a horn she possessed, called back. Sunnyvale doesn't have an airfield. You're gonna have to just chop out here. It doesn't have an airfield. Oh, fine. This is just getting better and better. Picking up Spike and her bag, Twilight walked over to the edge of the yacht before calling back to the helmsman. Thank you, sir. Oh, anything for the Princess Apprentice, the sailor called back. Well, alright. That's okay. Intermission time. Alright, back. And stuff like that. Where were we? Spike tucked under her arm and her large duffel bag secured over her shoulder. Twilight Sparkle jumped and dropped to the ground several stories below. Before she hit the ground, however, her horn began to glow and her descent slowed to a feather-light landing in the knee-high grass. With a flap of its wings, the yacht pushed off into the sky, then performed a steep, sweeping bank back in the direction of the home, the capital of Equestria, Camelot. Or Camelot, I think. It's spelled like Camelot, which is rather sexual. Spike frowned at the maneuver. How come he never flies like that when we're on board? Because I get airsick, remember the trip to Philadelphia? Violet replied. Well, he did now. That was hilarious. All over the princess. I'm amazed she took it so well. Twilight rolled her eyes and began, oh god, walking towards the destination, Sunnyvale. It did not take them long to reach this main point path into the rustic, picturesque town, whose only sign of modernity seemed to be the line of electrical poles that ran across the road. Squirming from under her arm, Spike fell to his feet and jogged up to keep with his mother figure's longer strides. This isn't so bad. It's quaint, quiet, like something of a postcard. This also isn't a cafe to be found for miles. She looked at her bag and thanked herself for bringing her own coffee maker. Yes, coffee. Quite important. Spike would not have this pessimism from her. Come on, I bet this town has way more interesting things that can be done than some just boring old cafe. Something interesting, in fact, came walking their way. It was a young woman whose favorite color wasn't hard to guess, given her pink shirt, pink skirt, and out-of-control pink hair through the army boots were a bit odd. Army boots? What? Spike looked at Twilight. Come on, maybe the folk here in Sunnyvale have interesting things to talk about. Just a try, at least. Twilight looked towards a pink-themed woman. Hello? Hi, nice sweater vest, stranger. The bubbly woman complimented, as she walked by, like she had things to do. Oh, thanks. Twilight looked down at herself. She took pride in her appearance, so this was nice. The woman, however, stopped mid-step and became entirely frozen. Wait. She rolled around and stared at Twilight with wide blue eyes. A stranger in Sunnyvale? Suddenly, things felt a whole lot of awkward. The strange pink-themed woman gasped dramatically and then ran for her life much faster than she ought to be able to, as Spike noted. Never seen an Earth folk run that fast, especially one with that much around the hips, he joked. Twilight let out a loud sigh. Oh yeah, this is just an interesting place, alright. Okay, that was weird, but don't get bent out of shape. Come on, let's go get our stuff back to the library and on to work on the overseering, Spike said before they headed off. Line break. Oh god. You're back. I gotta get some water.